For the longest time, multitasking has been considered such a great skill. But did you know the multitasking could reduce your productivity by 40%? Research shows the switching between tasks not only slows you down, but at the end of the day, the quality of the work that you produce is usually shabby. Now, on top of that, multitasking increases your stress level. So why would you even involve yourself in multitasking? Now, when it comes to achieving our goals and our dreams, multitasking is such a terrible idea because in order for you to achieve your goals, you need focus, you need clarity, you need creativity, you need time management. And all of this you cannot achieve when you're constantly switching between tasks. So I want you to get rid of that old idea where you think that switching between tasks, having too many things on your to-do list or too many things in progress shows that you are actually making progress. In reality, you're only slowing yourself down. In reality, nothing is getting done. In reality, you're getting overwhelmed, you're getting stressed out, and at the end of the day, there is nothing to show for all of the work, which makes you give up. So if you want to achieve your goals, if you want to turn your dreams into reality, you have to start practicing the right skill set where you focus on one thing per time. You have to start practicing time management. You have to start practicing creativity. In order for you to be creative, you have to be attentive to detail. And that only happens when you're focusing on one thing per time. How can you constantly be switching between things in your mind and you want to produce quality work? So let's reorientate ourselves and do things that will further our progress. Let's do things that would, increase the probability of achieving success. There are so many skill sets that are detrimental to our growth, and multitasking is one of those. When it comes to achieving your goals, you've got to learn how to focus. Pay attention to one thing per time. But I know that you might be saying, I have so many goals, so how will I get everything done when there's so many things to do? That is when prioritization comes into play. You have to list out all of your goals and prioritize your goals based on importance. Which of those goals is the most important thing for me to do right now? Start with that one goal first. Get into that reading, because when it comes to achieving your goals, sometimes your goals are new to you. They're new experiences that you've never had before. And so if you're not used to it, if you're not comfortable, doing that over and over again, and you're doing multiple things at the same time, it gets really overwhelming. And I can tell you that from experience. I remember when I kicked off the first 12-week challenge, sometime this year, and initially I wanted to start with 3 goals, but I initially had more than 3 goals. Okay. And one of the things I learned quickly was when I got to my second week, I was dropping things even without realizing it because there were so many things I had to think of. And so naturally, as one thing was getting done, the other thing was not getting done. And at the end of the day, I'll feel so bad. I had so many things on my to-do list. I only got one thing done. And before the week ran out, I almost gave up on my goals. And it was until I realized the fact that I had too many things on my plate. I had to constantly switch my mind from one thing or the other, and which was using up a lot of energy. And it was so overwhelming. I was stressed out and I felt like I am working out, but there's nothing to show for it. Nothing is getting done. So I am talking to you from experience. If you want to go far, you have to be steady. You have to consistently do one thing before you move to the next thing and you move to the next thing. So if you want to achieve your goals, pick the most important goal first. Get started with that goal. Familiarize yourself with that goal, understand that goal, have a reading with that goal, understand what you have to do on a day-to-day basis. So for example, when it comes to my fitness journey, there were so many things I needed to do. I needed to work out. I needed to eat right. I needed to take, 10,000 steps per day. And doing all of that, when I just got started, was overwhelming. So what did I do? I was like, okay, out of all of these things that could help me get healthy, what is the easiest thing I could actually get started? And so the first thing I did was to start taking 10,000 steps. And initially, I didn't even take 10,000 steps. I just started to take those steps. So I would walk for 15 minutes, and if 15 minutes was going to get me 1,000 steps or 2,000 steps, I was still making progress. And that was good progress for me. But on a day-to-day basis, I only had to focus on just going for those walks. And then gradually, when I got used to walking and I didn't even have to think about it anymore, I then started to focus on my diet, okay, on my food. Okay, how many calories am I eating in a day? How do I measure my calories? How do I ensure that I'm not overeating, on a day-to-day basis? But I had to get used to walking so that by the time I had to start focusing on my meals, walking almost became second nature. I didn't have to think about it. You already felt like I was just waking up and I needed to walk. And so that's how I gradually added, ensuring that I was eating right into, my routine. And afterwards, I then focused on going to the gym and gradually lifting weights. And right now, I'm doing all those three without thinking, but I didn't start all the three at once, even though I had the goal, to lose certain pounds and I had a goal towards my fitness journey. I still didn't do all of the tasks at once because those were things I was not used to. And having to do all of those things at one time was overwhelming. So it's not all about, you trying to be fast by, starting up all of these things. It is the finish line that matters. It's not how many things that get started that is important, but how many things are getting done. When it comes to achieving your goals, you can only realize the benefits when you get done. When you've achieved that thing, when you've put in all of the work, that is when you begin to realize the benefit of what you are doing. So start with the most important goal. Start with the most important task to you. Get into that routine, get used to it, and then begin to add other important goals to that other goal once that first goal becomes second nature to you. That is how you get things done. Quit this, industry madness of multitasking. And, everybody wants to have that in their resume. They're like, what are some of the skill sets you have? You're like, multitasking. No. That is such a horrible skill set to have. And when it comes to, achieving your goals and your dreams, that is clearly a skill set that you don't even want to put into play at all. Now, what are some of the benefits when it comes to, focusing on one thing at a time? The major benefit that I see here is that when you focus on one thing, you get to put in your best because now your mind is not spread thin across so many things. You're able to give all your energy to this one thing. You're able to develop and deliver quality work, and you're able to just give it your all. You're able to think all about it and produce the right amount that gives you the desired result. So that's one of the major benefits of, starting one thing at one time is the focus that comes with it. And that focus is what gets you the results that you desire. Also, one thing I've realized, even coming from an agile coaching background, is when you focus on one thing per time, guess what? You get to the finish line quicker than those that have multiple things in progress. You can't work in so many things, give A here, give B here, give C here, give D here. You're spreading yourself too thin, and there is no way you can get done quicker than the person who is only working on A, given the same time frame that both of you have. So if you want to realize your goals much quicker, you have to focus on one thing per time, get that to the finish line. And once you get that reading in check, then you can add more goals to what you already have. And make sure that you document all of your goals. You prioritize all of those goals before you pick the first important goal that you get to start working on. One of the things that I've come to realize, especially this year, where I've become so intentional about, everything that I do, is to realize that the quickest way to success is not anything out of this world. It's the easy things that we often overlook that actually leads to success. Like just staying focused, paying attention to details, knowing exactly what it is that you want, having a time frame, for that goal that you have, ensuring that you have a plan, getting started with that plan, adjusting your plan where needed, reflecting on that plan, reviewing the work that you've done, and just pushing consistently. So don't look for the next best thing that you feel like, oh, this is that thing that will actually help me achieve my goal. Everything you need to achieve your goal is already inside of you, but you just need to learn the right behaviors, the right skill set that would ensure that you actually achieve that goal given the time frame that you desire. So this video today is just to encourage you to keep pushing, to keep striving. Don't be stressed out. Don't be overwhelmed. Don't do too many things at the same time. Focus on one thing per time. Once you get a hang of that thing, then get on to the next important thing to you, and success will be guaranteed for you. I hope today's video has been wonderful. I hope you learned a thing or two. Don't forget to leave me a comment. Thank you so much for always watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I cannot wait to catch you on my next video. Bye.